Hi, hello. This is me, Flavia, also known as Aga Czarnecka. I am intuitive astrologer and light worker. And today I'd like to tell you about energies which are coming to us in upcoming week, which starts tomorrow. And so it is going to be energy forecast for the week of 22nd of April. So we are right now entering the new week with a very strong conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus. That was the conjunction we've been waiting so much because it brings so much possibilities for us, in terms of our material safetiness, about our possessions, about our values. Actually, the conjunction was yesterday, but today we still can feel this energy is quite strong. So it's not it is really very intense still, so you can tap to it, you can try it, you can feel it, you can taste it and see how it is working with you. To have specific details, you should go to your chart and check where is the Taurus on your chart, because this astrological house is going to show you in which part of your life this energy is really working very strongly. Well, actually, today we also have I know I'm going to, tell you about the upcoming week, but I would like to somehow frame how we are entering right now this new week, because the podcast actually is for it starts actually on Wednesday, but just to explain you, we are not starting with a quiet situation. There are still a lot of energies working in the background, which are influencing us very strongly. So beside conjunction of a Jupiter and Uranus, we also have a Sun in a Taurus in a square with Pluto. I wrote about it, and I talked about it last week, so I'm not going to go too deep into this. If you would like to see some details, please visit my Patreon profile. There is always written forecast with access for everyone, so you can get some details. You can also go to the last forecast, which is here on YouTube channel, which was quite specific, but if you would like to know some details, you can go there. Anyway, let's start. I don't really have lots of things to tell you. There are actually three very important events which are influencing this upcoming week, but they are very strong and they are very important, as of course every event which is happening on the sky for us. So let's start. On Wednesday we have a full moon in Scorpio. Of course, I mean, maybe some of you already can feel this energy. This is very intense energy. That is why, because the whole light goes on a moon. Moon is really very activated during the full phase. So all our intensities and deep desires, our emotions, all our emotional landscape is coming to the surface. So this is whatever is there comes to the surface. And if it's happening in Scorpio, then, well, that's really even deeper. Because as we know, Scorpio sign is a sign of first of all, for me, is a sign of transformation. This is how I see Scorpio. Is an amazing set of qualities which are based for being able to go through really very deep transformations. Scorpio is also very intense, very emotional, very sensitive, very powerful sign. So when the full moon is happening in this sign, we might feel like whatever needs to be healed, whatever needs to be confronted, whichever shadow we are escaping from on a daily basis, now is a time to be eye to eye with what's, in our, how this is this slang of, well, I don't know if it's going to work in English, but in Polish we have this kind of a therapist slang which says you have to go to the basement, which is a metaphor that you really have to dive deep into what your foundation contains, actually, your uh, what is there, what do you collect, what is something that you are taking care, you're hiding, you don't really bring it into the daylight, because usually, because of course, we are afraid of sharing something which doesn't really represent us perfectly as our ego system might think. So whatever is happening in a basement, it is a time to confront it, especially because this full moon is in a square with a Pluto in Aquarius. So what is interesting is that the Scorpio sign and the Pluto, these are actually, this Pluto is a ruler of a Scorpio, and of course it's also about transformation. So, but the small difference is that Scorpio energy is going to work on very individual level. It is going to really work around our core of our soul and our self. And while Pluto in Aquarius is about a transformation, which takes us to through the innovation to actually to freedom, to be independent, to be to be equal, to be oneness, because this is our actually true state. We all are oneness. We might forget about that on a daily basis because we are very, very much influenced by our ego systems, but the truth is that we are oneness on a deeper level. So Pluto is going to push us into any changes which this new paradigm which is forming in our reality requires, so we might really feel strong, kind of like struggle, but kind of like push pull, forces, because one is taking us to the really very individual personal level, and the other one takes us to takes us to the collective level, on a collective level. So it might be really very difficult, but that is why actually that is what we have to go through. Like, we have to really see what's in the basement and our deep seated emotions patterns, which no longer serves us. That's the other truth, right? And then how can we balance that? The question is, how can we balance this deep seated emotions on a personal level, and what our we as a humanity, as a collective, what we requires to go through transformation and to tap into the new paradigm of a reality which is coming for us, together with the shift from third to fourth density, which I talk quite often about, and which is dominating our era right now, which is amazing thing, which is amazing experience that we can witness. So this full moon is really very specific, and it requires some space. It requires some attention, and during the full moon, we don't really do any rituals, anything like that. We rather are searching for. We need to get grounded, because it's already very, very intense and very unstable, because all emotions are coming to the surface, as I've said. So we don't really go for rituals. We rather focus on maybe like grounded meditations. We need some quiet, we need some space, we need some time just with us, kind of like a me time in which we can go deeper with ourselves and ask some fundamental questions, like what patterns and what emotions are not serving me anymore. So what do I have to change? How do I balance that? Okay, so that is all happening on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, just the next day, we have two events which are happening. One of them is it's quite interesting, because this is a trine between Jupiter in Taurus and Black Lilith in Virgo. And I've heard so many times that Black Lilith is kind of a taboo topic, because it is somehow related with the shadows. It's a dark, it's like it's kind of a demon topic. And I'd like to tell you one very important thing that I believe, important for me, and I guess important for all of us. Black Lilith is actually doing us a favor. She is exactly the part of the shadow which are unprocessed emotions, which require to be processed. We have to digest them. Finally, we have to confront this part of our shadow. And there is nothing demonic about Lilith. Of course, in mythology, we know the story. Well, there are different versions of the story. Okay, let's say that the most popular is this one from Kabbalah, this from Jewish mysticism. And according to this myth, actually, Black Lilith was traumatized but was traumatized by God and by Adam, because she couldn't be herself, her true self, while she was living in a paradise. And she wanted partnership, and she wanted to express her sexuality openly and in a very creative way. And that was too much for paradise and for Adam and for, let's say, God. I hope I don't offend anyone. That's the myth. So she left the paradise, and she created quite interesting life with other with the demons who loved to play with sexuality. She's been playing with them, she's been living, she's been giving birth to 100 children every day. I'm making this legend really very short. So, but it was working somehow. She was herself, and that was her favorite activity. Whatever we think about that, or however we look at that, that was kind of her true nature, because she was like she had this amazing, very powerful sexual, personality. But she was unfortunately she was accused by, well, in a way, maybe, I'm not sure if the word fits, but long story short, they finally wanted to control her, and as an effect of that, they killed all her children. So she got mad, really mad, and she became a demon. And since then, she started to, hunt for babies, and she started to hunt for other husbands and seduce them. So here is where the story, turns into some kind of a black, scenario which happened. But the truth is that she was punished for who she really was, and this is happening she represents this part of our shadow, which shows us what we have unprocessed in our shadows, which our shadows might be really, wide and very complex. But she shows kind of our wild nature, you know, which is part of us or part of every one of us. So coming back to the Thursday in which Jupiter trines Black Lilith, we have a planet with which is about you know, expansion, growth, the grace from God, you know, the luck, you know, the risk, like benefic, you know. So it's really one of the one of two planets which we love very much, and we always, you know, observe, because we want to know where the, from which side the something sweet is going to come to us. So this time Jupiter trines Black Lilith, and Black Lilith is now in Virgo, which makes her which makes her very, very focused on perfection. And we might experience that as a, you know, like setting up our bars really very high and really pushing our limits, pushing ourselves beyond limits to pursue those goals we set, which is kind of a, like, this is really like a pushing the envelope. And wherever Virgo is in your chart, you can take a look and see which part of your life is right now influenced very much by this need for perfection, which actually feels like, you know, like a really strong self-criticism. And of course, the strong criticism for others, because it always goes together. So when we have an expansion planet, and the planet which right now is about perfection, which shows us perfection, shadow based on the need for perfection, really very interesting thing might happen, and we can interpret that in very, very different ways. But one of them is kind of like really attempting for me, is that I guess I feel it feels like, in a way, kind of a really very good moment to work with our shadow. Work with our shadow, like we really because it will be this kind of a easiness. Well, you know, if we can talk about easiness when we work with the shadow, you know, but that is the very, very good time to confront our issues, you know, and to, you know, see what actually we defined as abundance for us, you know, what is very popular word, very, you know, like we all the time can hear, you know, about abundance, like create your abundance, focus on, you know, manifest your abundance, you know, and then it all things are going to come to you, so on, so on. The truth is that we need to recognize in ourselves, in our core, how does it feel to deserve abundance, and is it always connected with material, you know, things, possessions? That's about the values, you know, what we value as a, you know, as a people. Like, what is something which sometimes there are things which are already existing around us, but we don't pay attention of them because we're always searching for something else, because we are always ecosystem driven, you know. So sometimes abundance, you know, I don't want to sound crazy, but sometimes abundance is just a, you know, smile of a stranger on the street, which is like for no reason, just like that, you know. Sometimes abundance is that we, you know, we are surrounded by people we love, you know, that we have, I don't know, whatever, fridge in the food in the fridge, roof over the head, you know, like the abundance is everywhere. It's not about, it's about the feeling. It's about the feeling. But of course, each of you has to have to find by yourself what it means for you. And it's super important because everyone is different. You know, we live in a capitalism. It is really weird system, you know. This system is not working anymore for some time now, you know, like we are really pushed to our limits, you know, we forgot what is important, we forgot what matters, you know, because we are always in this chasing, you know, in this hamster wheel, you know, just to collect things which just, you know, which are like, because we always think, okay, so even right now, if I'm in a way secured, so what about the future? I have to work for the future, which takes, you know, like pushes us out from the present moment. So what about abundance as a concept for truly experiencing the present moment? Like truly, you know? Okay, I don't know. You have to find out by yourself. But really, this Thursday is going to be magical. Let me add one thing, because it is happening from a very morning, 6:30 a.m. in Europe. Well, I'm in Warsaw, so it is happening in Central European time. But for instance, in mountain time, uh, I'm sending all my love and greetings to my beautiful friends from New Mexico. So this is a time for you. It is going to be it is going to happen in on late Wednesday for you, because, you know, we have this time difference. So, so that would be good to work a little bit with the question, what the abundance means to me exactly, you know. And the other event which is happening on Thursday is the end of retrograding Mercury. Ta-da! Great! Finally, the time of you know, communication, transport problems, communication problems. It is going to be over. Any, you know, communication fog you could feel for the last you know, 2 weeks, to almost 3 weeks, it is over. We can communicate our ideas now. We can feel the sense of a clarity. We can start to plan. We can, you know, whatever happened during the retrograding season, that was kind of a like beautiful possibility of review for us, because this is, you know, those circumstances, they always push us out from the space of being active, you know, like I would say monkey mind, you know, like every day we have to go through so many, you know, things, and we have to manage so much stuff that, you know, there is always this danger that there's just so much stuff, you know, that's kind of a natural thing, that we always, you know, get into this kind of a monkey mind, that we're just, you know, running. No, sorry, that maybe the metaphor of a hamster in a wheel is so much better than monkey mind. This is what I mean. But review is possible because nothing is really working on a, like, you know, technical, communicational or communication level. So we have this space in which we can go through some, you know, ask some important questions traditionally, and so when the retrograding is over, whatever we learned in this a period, now we can really consume, we can really use it. And because this Mercury right now is in a really narrow conjunction with a North Node, which is in Aries, then it creates landscape of a beautiful, you know, new cycle that we can enter, brave, communicating straightforward what we want, what aligns with our essence, what is, you know, we want to speak our truth, we want to speak forward, we want to communicate, we want to act, we want to plan, we are brave. That's actually a very nice season. I like it a lot. So, guys, I think that would be this. I hope you can work a little bit with those energies. For some details, you can always visit my profile on Patreon, and I always publish the forecast in text, so you can go day by day and check what's the description of the energy which is working right now, and you can use it. It's open, it's available for everyone. So me as a foreigner, sometimes, especially right now when Mercury retrogrades, I have some limitations because I'm a foreigner, I'm not native speaker. But I try to share with you maximum what I've learned, what I observed in the chart. So I hope it's okay. You can accept whatever errors my forecast contains. But as a very good second step might be visiting my Patreon profile. I also would like to take this moment to say thank you to my beautiful patrons. Thank you so much for supporting my work. Thank you so much giving me your faith, and allowing me on, doing what is really the passion of my life. And thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And if you are new and you are watching this forecast, you are also very welcome to go there and to join our community, because this is how I would like to evolve this Patreon profile. I'd like to create community which is gathered around, need of understanding and feeling of the energies which are around us. It's about expanding our intuitive self. It is about reading the energies and trying to tap into the beautiful synchronicity which is around us. It is about expanding ourself, knowing our potential, reminding that we are beautiful, amazing beings which are here on Earth for a very limited time. I don't know, time is just here, at home there is no time, we have to have this time here, so never mind. So for this short time, to gain as much experience as it's possible, enjoy this life, and connect with the cosmos, connect with our galaxy family, and just live the full life. So that's the reason why I set up this profile on Patreon. Anyway, I talked too much today. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to serve you. If you have any comments or if you have any questions, please go and put it under this video, or just go to my website, flaviaflow.pl, and send me text message. Send me email. Okay, anyway, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a lovely, beautiful week with a full moon in Scorpio. Bye.